LeBron James, the self-proclaimed king, has had one of the most storied careers in NBA history. From day one, LeBron has stepped up and embraced the spotlight that was thrust on him as the second coming. LeBron has faced a multitude of challenges throughout his career and for the most part, has conquered many of those that have come at the throne. However, one player has seemingly been a thorn in LeBron's side more times than not. That player is the silent assassin himself, Kawhi Leonard. So today we analyze these two and try to conclude who was ahead throughout their storied rivalry. Well, I don't know if I'd call it a rivalry, but they definitely have tried to one-up each other. And in a day and age where superstars seem to all want to play together, it's never really seemed they've wanted to join forces, at least not from Kawhi's side. I will structure this similar to my other King's Court videos. So today we discuss LeBron James versus Kawhi Leonard by comparing their head-to-head matchups, championship runs, and accolades. But YouTube, before I get into that, please like and subscribe to the channel. Everything helps, and we're trying to reach that 1,000 sub goal. So thank you guys. And also, if you enjoy podcasts, and we all do, check out the GOATcast podcast on my second channel. Link will be in the description. Myself and Big Nige talk about all things NBA, past, present, and even future. So check that out. Thank you. Kawhi Leonard, the number 15 pick in the 2011 NBA draft, was actually traded to the San Antonio Spurs from the Indiana Pacers on draft night. And well, the rest is history. Leonard came in as a defensive specialist and eventually was built into one of the greatest two-way players the game has seen. Well, when healthy. If there's one thing we can hold against Kawhi, it's him actually being on the court, as he's been in and out of lineups for the vast majority of his post-San Antonio career, needing low management more often than not. Even with that said, when the Claw is on the court, he's one of the very best at the small forward position, and as we'll get into, has been a major force against LeBron throughout his career. LeBron James is obviously one of the top tier small forwards in the league, a four-time NBA champion, and now the leading scorer of all time in year 21 and counting. Whichever side of the fence you're on when it comes to LeBron, you can't deny his impact on the game. He's easily the face of the NBA and has been for the past decade or so, even with guys like Steph and even Giannis making names for themselves. LeBron is probably the most talked about, good or bad, athlete the NBA has seen since the GOAT himself, Michael Jordan. So we will look at their categories and give a check to the one we believe conquered that aspect. Here we will break down their regular season games against each other, championship runs, and accolades. Seeing as though these two spent most of their careers on both sides of the conferences, they have met quite a few times both in the regular season and even in the playoffs. We will talk about those playoff clashes a little later, so let's dive into these head-to-head matchups. Wherever each player was at, they ended up meeting each other 20 times in the regular season. In those regular season matchups, Kawhi Leonard is 12-8 against LeBron James. Ouch. Which means LeBron James is 8-12 against Kawhi Leonard. While we can search through other greats LeBron has had to face throughout his storied career, few have such a lopsided record against the king. Kobe Bryant, Kevin Durant, even Tim Duncan pales in comparison to what Kawhi has been able to do against LeBron throughout the seasons. In those games, LeBron James averaged 26.2 points per game, 7.5 rebounds, and 7.4 assists. Solid numbers. And of course, how can we forget that fourth quarter barrage by LeBron a few nights ago? Meanwhile, Kawhi averaged 24.2 points per game, 6.8 rebounds, and 3.7 assists in those 20 games against LeBron. Looking at the stats, you really can't give it to either because they both averaged some pretty good numbers when playing against each other. But that win-loss record is somewhat lopsided. Just based on the record and how close the stats in reality are, I have to give the check to Kawhi Leonard here. Now let's look at their NBA Finals runs. LeBron James is 4-6 in the NBA Finals and a combined 22-33 there. With a 40% win percentage there, the self-proclaimed king hasn't had the greatest run in championship or bust years. Defeating the Oklahoma City Thunder, San Antonio Spurs, KD's Golden State Warriors, and Miami Heat to take the chip. I'll drop his career finals numbers, but we will focus in on his series against Kawhi numbers. In the finals, LeBron averaged 28.4 points per game, 10.2 rebounds, and 7.8 assists. Out of 12 finals games against a Kawhi Leonard team, LeBron is 5-7 against those teams and averaged 26.5 points per game, 9.6 rebounds, and 5.8 assists. Good numbers for the self-proclaimed king. Kawhi Leonard is 2-1 in the NBA Finals and a combined 11-7 in those games. That's a 61% win percentage for Kawhi, defeating LeBron's Miami and Steph and KD's Warriors to win his 2 rings, losing to LeBron's Miami Heat in 2013. In the finals, Kawhi Leonard averaged 20.1 points per game, 9.4 rebounds, and 2.3 assists. In those 3 finals against LeBron, Kawhi averaged 15.9 points per game, 9.2 rebounds a game, and 1.8 steals. Not shabby from the claw, as he will win Finals MVP twice. Who gets the advantage in check for the NBA Finals performances? If we're looking at the sheer amount of times that LeBron has crossed the threshold to the finals compared to Kawhi, Kawhi pales in comparison. However, if we look at their performances in the finals, well, from a sheer stats perspective, LeBron's look more impressive. Then we factor in their performances against each other. It's hard to really judge due to Kawhi's role being drastically different during those final series then as opposed to his Toronto run. His role went from being the LeBron stopper in San Antonio to being the guy in a Raptors jersey. So the finals record against each other favors Kawhi, but the stats favor LeBron. So for the sake of argument, I'm not giving either a check, as both have come up huge in finals moments. Finally, their accolades. LeBron James is a 4-time NBA champion, 4-time Finals MVP, 4-time NBA MVP, 19-time NBA All-Star, NBA All-Time Leading Scorer, 13-time All-NBA First Team, and 5-time All-NBA Defensive First Team. Meanwhile, Kawhi Leonard is a 2-time NBA champion, 2-time Finals MVP, 6-time NBA All-Star, 2-time NBA Defensive Player of the Year, 3-time All-NBA First Team, and 3-time All-NBA Defensive First Team. I think it's pretty clear LeBron has the big-time advantage when it comes to accolades and hardware, so I have to give him the check easily. So unfortunately, Kawhi missed a lot of time due to injuries, so we may never get to see him in full prime. It's safe to say that he and LeBron have had some great battles throughout the years. With that said, it's a tie as both men only get 1 check mark from me. And I know there'll be some that are upset about me not giving LeBron the nod against Kawhi in finals performances. I think Kawhi, with such a small sample size, bringing home 2 finals MVPs out of 3 appearances, helps his case to even it out with King James. Either way, these two are definitely first ballot Hall of Famers and have provided some classic wars on the hardwood throughout these 13 years. But what do you guys think? Do you feel like Kawhi and LeBron are this close in status when it comes to the overall game, or do you disagree with my assessment? Since LeBron has many contemporaries that have challenged him for his crown, this series will continue, and there's a few guys that are definitely challenging the self-proclaimed king for his throne, and we will look at those. But let me know in the comments section how you feel about this classic rivalry. Also, if you want to ascend to GOAT status like number 23, please like and subscribe, as it only helps the channel, and we can hopefully hit that 1,000 sub goal. Hope you all enjoyed the content, and we will be back soon. Thank you.